Rory, we've just seen some of the incredible culture that Bradford has to offer, and you've been part of it because you've shot there, right? You filmed
Yes,
there.
I've filmed there a few times actually, and in that town hall, which doubles as a very nice court if you can't find another court somewhere else in the country. And we filmed the magistrates' court scenes for both Bank of Dave films there.
See, it's all coming together on the show tonight. Now, Bank of Dave, back with Bank of Dave 2. Dave himself, the real Dave, has been on this sofa, quite a character. For those people who haven't come across him, what's he like then, Rory?
Put Dave into 5 minutes, okay. Irrepressible, I guess, is the one word. A guy who, a businessman in Burnley who started off sort of selling second-hand cars, moving into a sort of van and minibus hire business, and realised after the 2008 financial crisis that people weren't lending money to many of his customers and to many of his friends, or if they were charging sort of punitive interest rates. So he thought, well, how can I do something about this? How can I put a little bit of my own fortune back into the city, the town that I love? And so he started up his own bank. The first film was about his attempts to start up the first bank set up in 150 years against huge opposition from the main financial institutions. And this second one features, sort of follows on from that and follows a documentary that he made where he went against the payday loan companies and these companies that were similarly charging incredibly punitive rates of interest to people that he knew and loved and whose lives from a very small loan were being crippled with huge debts.
Yes, absolutely right, Rory. OK, so let's take a look at you in action.
This is the payday loan companies. They're trying to shut down the Bank of Dave. They're preying on the most vulnerable and desperate.
And we are trying to do something about it.
Looking for the offices of Snap Cash Advance.
I'm going to need to ask you to leave.
We must bring this Fishwick down.
No times are hard,
We are sorry you're going through all this.
but together...
Go on, everybody!
we might just be a force to be reckoned with.
It's another great kind of David and Goliath tale, and one of the enemies that you, as Dave, comes up against is one of the company bosses, played by Rob Delaney. Now, I know he loves playing a villain, Rob, so I bet you had a ball working together on
We
that.
did. I mean, obviously, it's sort of well, I won't give too much away, but yeah, he plays the head of one of these American companies that set up these payday loan companies in the UK, and we go after him to try and shut them all down. So we don't get too much to do face to face, but what we do hopefully leaves a lasting impression.
Nice. Now, the world premiere house was in Burnley, right, of the film?
Of course, where else would it be?
Why and how important was it then to have Burnley right at the heart of this?
Well, the whole film is about community, and it's about the local community and looking out for your fellow man and woman, and sort of against these faceless corporations that we all, will all spend our lives sometimes raging against. And Dave is all about bringing back that human connection. And so, yeah, the pies were served at the premiere, and all by local companies, and nearly all the audience was friends of Dave or people he'd worked with. So, yeah, he puts his money where his mouth is.
And he's also got...
People take the mick out of you for knowing each other, but that is a thing in Burnley, isn't it? Everyone knows each other and sticks together.
Yeah.
I was just going to say,
lovely.
he's also got a bit of rock and roll in him, Dave. That's one of the things that I love about him. Sheffield's own Def Leppard appear in the films, but apparently they're not the only rock stars who are fans.
Well, that's the nice thing. Obviously, when you've been in a film yourself, you're aware of other people that you know that have seen it, but you don't know who else is watching the people that were also in it. So, yeah, Def Leppard let us know that the Rolling Stones had been big fans, and Mick Jagger had put his feet up in the hotel one day and watched Bank of Dave. So I hope he's looking forward to Bank of Dave too.
Oh, he'll be poised and ready for it.
He could start one, Bank of Mick.
Bank of Mick,
Why not?
There you are.
Bank of Dave 2, The Lone Ranger, is released on Netflix tomorrow.
Yes, OK, let's have a look. Now then, William, quickly for you, Helen, what was the strangest thing found at the bottom of the lakes?
Definitely, there was a locket with some questionable pictures in.
Oh, ... We like it.
Series 2 post-watershed.
They wanted it to stay in the lake.
On that note, I think we're just about to run out of time. Thank you very much to our guest tonight.